We are here to talk Spider-Man Far From Home. This is the movie review. Um, this movie was a lot better than I expected. Um, what's up, Fortnite? It's me. I don't know what that means. I don't know who Jordan is, but thank you. This is spoiler free. There will be no spoilers. Everybody, if you want to say something about the movie and you've seen it, please try to make sure it is spoiler free. There are a lot of people that have not seen this movie. So please do not spoil. This is a spoiler free movie. You can say you liked it. You can say stuff like Renegade said, and I'm going to try to do this review without any spoilers. So please, let's get to it. So this movie picks off pretty much right after Avengers Endgame. Spider-Man is really upset because he doesn't have Tony Stark, Iron Man anymore, which is like the Uncle Ben for this uh, franchise now. You really want to watch this movie? I think you really should. I would recommend this movie. I thought it was a lot better than it was going to be. I also loved Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio in this movie. Tom Holland did a pretty good job. The directing was done well. It was paced at a very good pace. This a lot of this movie centers on Spider-Man just wanting to hang out with Mary Jane, but a lot of stuff keeps happening when he goes away on vacation to Europe. And that dynamic between Peter Parker and Mary Jane is really shown in this movie, and it's done pretty well. This movie also has a double ending, so I'm not going to spoil it, but what I'm saying is you have to stay for the end credits. Fortnite, I don't remember you. I'm sorry. I do not remember you. So you have to stay. When you watch this movie, whenever you guys decide to watch this movie, make sure you stay for the credits because there are two endings. One is a middle credit ending, and one is a credit after all the. And you want to see it because when you see it, you're going to be surprised and be like, "What the hell?" What's up, Jordan? Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Eagles UK. What's up, Alex Sports? Thank you for coming in. Also, Renegade. Thank you for liking it, guys. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe if you're new and you are never been exposed to this channel. And yeah, tell me if you've seen Spider-Man as well. So far, what I want to say, I like the directing. I think the directing in this movie was done pretty well. I like the way it was paced. I like the action scenes. They were not too crazy. Uh, your last phone broke. Yes, I remember you now, Fortnite. Actually, when I think about it, I do remember who you are. If you've not hit the like, what are you waiting for? It's free. You should do it. Anyway, so let's get back to the review. The director is John Watson. I think he was the same director who directed the last Spider-Man, and I think he did a very good job. Um, this movie is paced very well. It kind of starts off pretty slow, and you're kind of waiting for the action, but then when the action comes, it's just really entertaining. Jake Gyllenhaal did a very good job as Mysterio, and I love Gyllenhaal in a lot of movies, and kind of wish he was a Spider-Man at one time, not now because he looks a lot older, but there was a time when he was younger where he could have been Spider-Man. He was actually one of the choices, and I would have loved to see I would love to see him as Spider-Man, but he was so good as Mysterio in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson returns in this movie also as Nick Fury, and I love Nick Fury in this movie. I think he's so funny, so charismatic. Um, Mysterio is thick. I try to tell everybody again, please do not spoil the movie. This is not a spoiler review, so do not spoil it. I will make more reviews on this. Gucci, please delete your last comment because it's kind of a spoiler in a way. Thank you. Please let's try not to spoil it for the people who have not seen it. This is just a spoiler-free review. There will be a spoiler review, but that will probably be with Philly 500 whenever he sees the movie. Me and him are going to review the movie, so then we'd have to get into spoilers more. But this is more just I recommend this movie. I thought it was a lot better than I thought. I did not have that high expectations for this movie, but the only thing is I think it's very close between Spider-Man Homecoming or this one. Which one I liked more? That's okay, Gucci. Don't worry about it. It's gone. It's deleted. And maybe I should write that please do not spoil this movie. Um, but you know, when you write that, then people want to kind of spoil it. So I'll just write that here. I just hope nobody spoils it. But you never know. People do like to do that. Tom Holland as Spider-Man. What a choice this guy is. He is really good, and I really like that he is Spider-Man. He's the Spider-Man that we got. I think John Watts did a really good job as directing. To Marissa Tomei, she looks so funny as the aunt because every time I look at her, I'm like, what? She looks so young to be an aunt, but I guess she could be an aunt. She's just like Aunt May was really old in the old Spider-Man movies. Tom Holland, maybe the second best Spider-Man because I still like Tobey Maguire. I think Tobey Maguire did a good job. What he had to work with was something else. But yes, Betty is hot. I loved chemistry between Mary Jane and Spider-Man in this movie. As also as I would say that hey, cool shadow. Timothy's back. Yes, he is. So like I said, I love the chemistry between MJ and Peter Parker in this movie. Such a good job. Um, I love how fast paced it is. Uh, there were a lot of things that this movie did correctly. There was some stuff that it did wrong too, though. Um, I would say that the villain was not the strongest villain that they could have went with. I wish that he had more of a reason of doing what he did, but it kind of made sense why he did what he did. And I loved how it tied back to Iron Man, even though he's not in this movie. They talk about Iron Man a lot of tribute to Iron Man because of course, what happened to Iron Man in the Avengers. And if you don't know that, then that is very bad. I'm going to see this movie today. Well, you will be pleasantly surprised because this movie is pretty fun. Had a lot of fun watching this movie. The Iron Man effect. Yes, Iron Man is pretty big in here. Gucci Raptors fan, I will mod you up because I see that you've been coming a lot to my streams and I forgot to do it. So I'm sorry, but you are modded now. You would have to come to my stream at least 4 or 5 times to be modded. You have to come more often. Yeah, no problem, Gucci Raptors fan. You have been knighted, sir. We will see, Cool Shadow. Today is your first time back, so you would have to come back a few more times to earn it. So back to the review. Also loved when they were in Europe and they got to different places. I thought that was very cool how we got to see so many cool places and the villain. And the only problem was I wanted more of him being that character. Can't spoil the movie, but Mysterio is a very deep character, very interesting. There is 2 post credits actually, 2 post credit scenes. That's what I will tell everybody. If you're going to watch this movie, make sure you stick around until the credits is over because there's 2 scenes, and after the 2 scenes, that is the what's up, Colby Albertson. We are talking Spider-Man. I am saying, please do not talk any spoilers if you've seen the movie. If you have not seen the movie, let me know. And if you are going to see this movie, also let me know because I'm really interested in what you guys would think. So the plot of this movie is very simple. It's the fact that Spider-Man, after the Avengers, um, he has to go. He goes to Europe and he has a new threat, a new villain, and it's like somebody he has to take out because if he doesn't, a lot of people are going to get hurt. And you're just on the edge of your seat wondering how he's going to do this because it is not a normal villain that you have ever seen before. It is a villain that has not been covered that much in Spider-Man. I didn't even know much about this villain before I saw this movie, and I was very happy to learn more. Far From Home was pretty good. I did like it. The elementals were so awesome to see. Mysterio did. I didn't think he sucked. I thought he was decent. The problem with Mysterio is I wish that he was in the movie longer. Uh, but every time Mysterio was on the screen, I thought he stole the show. You remember seeing him in the comic books. Well, he is in the comic books, but the problem is you don't. I didn't know much about him because I didn't really read the comic books as much as I watched the cartoon. And in the cartoon, Mysterio is not there that much, and I like what he's there for. I wish they see this is a problem with Mysterio is they didn't develop his character enough, and this is where we get to the problems of the movie. I wish they developed more about Mysterio, told us more about Mysterio's background. Instead, they kind of go to like a flashback and say, okay, this is Mysterio and this is why he's this way. Uh, but I would have really loved if they could have, you know, yeah, the ending is crazy. Make sure do not spoil it, as it says. But the ending is insane in this movie. They have two endings, and both of them are crazy post-credit endings. I think the post-credit ending is actually better than the actual ending of this film. Um, the way this film was shot was beautiful. It was in beautiful locations. I also think that Nick Fury was hilarious in this movie. You do not ghost Nick Fury. Guys, if you know Nick Fury in real life, do not ghost him. He will come after you. I watched the cartoons also when I was young. Are there any new movies? Yes, there are always new movies coming out. Colby, every week there's a new movie that comes out. The point is, are they good movies? Is this a good movie? I would say this movie is pretty decent. I would recommend it. Post credit is the actual greater than the actual movie. I don't know about that. Uh, you could say that there were parts in this movie where it was slow and they really worked on the Mary Jane angle. What I wish though was that Mary Jane wasn't the first love interest in this movie because that's not how it works in Spider-Man. It's Gwen Stacy. This is the one thing I loved about Amazing Spider-Man was that Gwen Stacy was the love interest, and that's how it's supposed to go. Gwen Stacy's supposed to be the main love interest, then she dies, and then he goes to Mary Jane. But I guess in this movie, we are not going to get Gwen Stacy, and that's okay. But it's just one thing I loved about the Amazing Spider-Man was that Gwen Stacy was involved, and when she died, it was pretty cool. What grade would you give? I'm going to release the rating pretty soon. Gucci Raptors fan. I just want to talk more about some stuff before I give my rating, and the rating will be here, so you'll be able to see it throughout the review. So if anybody who has seen this movie, I want to know your ratings. I would love to hear Gucci Raptors fans rating Nathan Spratt. I think that those two have seen the movie, so I would love to see what they would have to say. Um, I go through a 1 through 10 scale, so please try to make it like that. If you give it a 1 through 5, then we just multiply by 2, and that's the score. I did love how they went to Europe. I love that they weren't safe at home, you know. Um, I'm 30 years old, Texas Savage. But a lot of people say I don't look dirty. Nice haircut. Yes, I got my haircut just recently on Friday, and I'm very happy with it, but that has nothing to do with this review. So, Gucci Raptors fan and Nathan Spratt, if you can tell me what you would rate this movie because I'm very interested. I want to see if I'm going a little too harsh on this movie. The reason why there were flaws in this movie. There were definitely some flaws. Like the love interest thing was a little bit too much. 8 out of 10, okay. Nathan Spratt gives it. That's a good rating. A lot of people would say that. A minus. I do not go by the alphabet scoring, Gucci Raptors fan. But if you're going by A minus, that is I think 8.5 out of 10. If I had to convert that into normal rating scores, we don't rate movies by letter grades. We do it better. I thought Homecoming was better. I actually totally thought this was better than Homecoming. And the reason is because the threat I felt was real, and I felt Spider-Man was in trouble, and I was kind of hoping that he would be in more trouble. I wish we saw more of Mysterio. That is the downfall of this movie. Not enough Mysterio, but every time Mysterio is in this movie, he steals the show. He is so entertaining, I thought, but he's not in it that much. A lot of people don't like Mysterio because you'll find out. Night Monkey is good. That was pretty interesting and that was pretty funny. And I've seen that they've talked about that in the movie as well. And that's not really a spoiler. That's just something you'll figure out once you watch. I'm not going to really delve deep into that because that does happen a little bit later in the film. Mysterio was a worthy villain. The twist with him could have been done a lot better, I thought. Like I said, they should have explained Mysterio more. That's one thing Spider-Man Homecoming did better than this film was they explained the villain a lot better. Um, some of you, some of the Spider-Man fans are gonna think that I am a little bit too harsh on this movie when my rating comes out, which will be within a few minutes. So yeah, wonder what will be the next for Spider-Man. Yes, I wonder who will be the next villain in Spider-Man. I wish we could see Venom, but Venom already has his own movie, and I want to see Venom and I want to see Carnage. Carnage is my favorite Spider-Man villain, my second favorite villain of all time. My first favorite villain in superheroes is the Joker, and I think it's because he's complex and interesting. Um, like I said, though, I think this movie was directed very well. The only thing that I wished was that the pacing in the beginning could have been a little faster, but beginning movies are usually slow. And but once this movie picks up, it's pretty good. It's well paced. 2021 Spider-Man becomes homeless. Are you gonna watch? I will watch Toy Story 4, Colby, but I'm watching that later on. I don't feel like that's a movie I really want to watch in the theater, but when I do watch it, I will review it. I did hear good stuff about it. It was a good movie, but Vulture was better than Mysterio. I think that Mysterio has a chance to be just as good, but you are absolutely correct. We saw more of Vulture too. The thing with Vulture that I liked is this is what Spider-Man Homecoming did right. When they talked about the Vulture, they showed the Vulture before he was the Vulture. We don't really see that with Mysterio. This movie does it backwards. We see Mysterio and then they explain the origin of Mysterio, and that kind of sucks. Hey, Poppy Goat, what's up? Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Colby says, I'll come to New York to watch a movie. What was your favorite? Favorite elemental by far was Fire. Fire was he was so cool, Fire, and he was almost able to destroy it. And I loved how Mysterio and the Fire and all that fight went. It was really cool to see that. I actually liked the fake story that Mysterio has that I won't spoil, but it was pretty interesting, and that's what I really liked about this movie. And so I will release the rating in about a few. So after, I'm just going to write my rating right here, so you guys will see. Now, some of you may think this is really harsh, but there were problems that I did have with this film. It wasn't a perfect film, and it wasn't the worst film ever. So I'm going to give it this rating right now. And that is the rating that I was giving it. That is the rating for this movie. 7 out of 10 is what I gave this movie. It could have been better. It's a decent movie. It was not bad, was not amazing. Didn't blow me out of the water, but I did like a lot of scenes. The elemental water was pretty cool. So if you don't know what the elementals are, is when Spider-Man goes on vacation, there are elementals that start showing up and destroying the vacation. And that's what I liked, was also the internal struggle between a superhero and all this. The action got better in the plot twist. I agree with that. It did get better in the plot twist, and I don't want to give that away, and I will give that away in another review, but I know a lot of people have not seen this movie. Oh, there are a lot of new movies, Colby. I am looking forward to Joker now. That is definitely the movie I'm looking forward to the most, which I don't know why, but Damien Estrada hates that movie. I'm really looking forward to Joker. It comes out in October. The next movie I'm looking on the list, I don't know. I was really happy with Annabelle. Annabelle did a great job too. I was surprised. There was something with zombie. What? Yeah, the post-credits scenes, post-credits, I would have to give the post-credits. If I was just to review post-credits, 10 out of 10. You could not do better with post-credits. It was amazing. It was a shocker. It added more to the movie, especially the first post-credit. I didn't care about the second post-credit so much. I thought that the first one was a shocker, and it was amazing. And I'm not going to tell you what the post credit obviously is, but when you watch this movie, make sure you stick away all the way to the end, even past the credits. You want to stay then because this movie does a really good job with the post credits. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of illusions and a lot of stuff, and I liked how they did that in the movie. But it was kind of annoying at times because it kind of was like shaky camera, and that kind of got to me. But because I saw this in like 3D, guys, if I was you, I'd not watch this movie in 3D. Try to stick to 2D when watching this film. This movie does come out. It has a 3D also, but I would not watch it in 3D. Yeah, you get kind of nauseous watching this movie in 3D. So if I'm you, I would try to stick to 2D. I watch it in 3D because I want to see what the experience was like. Is this a movie that's worth for 3D? Yeah, but it's a little bit. You feel a little bit nauseous. I didn't feel so good at watching it in 3D. Just a lot of stuff coming at you at once. But it's cool to like swing around with Spider-Man in 3D. Mary Jane is also a wuss. I'll say she acts so hard, but sometimes she can be such a wuss in this movie, which I don't understand which angle they're trying to go with. Um, yeah, like I said, I really wish they didn't go the whole Mary Jane route. So if I was to rank the Spider-Man movies, this is what I'm gonna do in order. All the Spider-Mans, every single one. All right. The first Spider-Man is probably the best Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 is probably the second best. This is where Spider-Man goes to the new trilogy. Far From Home and then Homecoming for me. Yeah, she's not thick anymore. Hey, 21 Bricks, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I'm trying to think what other ones that I like. The Amazing Spider-Man. Was Spider-Man 3 the worst Spider-Man? No, Spider-Man 3 and then The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh my god, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was the worst Spider-Man movie that I saw. Even Spider-Man 3 had some entertaining parts, but Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man did not. What is up, Zane Winder? So that is how I would rank those Spider-Man movies. And I will say it again. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man Homecoming, um, Spider-Man 3, and The Amazing Spider-Man. Hope I didn't miss any Spider-Mans. There's so many Spider-Man movies that we have gotten, and I'm really happy with how this movie went. Um, so, yeah, I mean, Spider-Man is always interesting. I said it was better than Homecoming also. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Thought it was better than Homecoming. I loved the action, loved the elementals, loved Mysterio. Wish we could have got more backstory on Mysterio. That's the only thing I didn't like. I'm not counting Spider-Verse because coming into the Spider-Verse is not part of this universe. It's part of a different thing. So I'm counting that as a separate thing. That is probably the best just all time of the Spider-Mans, but that does not count here. 21 Bricks. 21 Bricks, if you're new to this channel, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, please follow this channel as I like to do a lot of movie reviews, give a lot of movie opinions, talk about a lot of different stuff like Robert Pattinson being Batman. What the hell is that about? How's the Wi-Fi today? What's up, Zane Winder, Colby? Zane Winder, have you seen Spider-Man yet? What about you, Colby? Are you looking forward to watching this flick? Share the stream. Number one thing is share the stream. Please share it wherever you can so to get many viewers and try to make this the most entertaining movie review that we can. Give me more monkey soup. You're not watching it. Why are you not watching it, Colby? May I ask why? I would definitely recommend that you do watch it, especially if you like Avengers, because this is all going to be connected. It was the last movie in the Avengers Phase 3, but Phase 4 will be coming up pretty soon. And I'm really excited to see who will be the next villain for that. And I think they kind of hinted it at this movie. I don't know. I don't like Avengers. Wow, Colby, I'm very shocked. Usually no one ever really says that. But guys, like I said, share the stream, like the stream, please hit the subscribe. Yeah, Phase 4 begins the next movie. This was the end of Phase 3, and I just gotta say that it was a pretty good phase. I really liked it. We're gonna have to go past no more Iron Man anymore, which is shocking. You like horror and funny movies? I guess you don't like the. What is the next movie in the MCU? I don't know. I had have to look into the scheduling because Edith is thick. Edith was very important in this movie, and I love that dynamic, and I kind of saw it coming too. But it is a pretty good plot twist with Edith and Mysterio and Spider-Man and all that stuff. But you need to watch the movie because I don't want to spoil it. Like I said, I think you will really enjoy this flick, guys. I would recommend everybody to watch this movie, and I really, really want to hear everybody's thoughts. Even you, Colby. I know you don't like superhero movies, but this one has comedy in it, so it's kind of funny at times too. I ain't going to lie about that. I also love the fact that Peter Parker has to choose between being a kid or being Spider-Man. I mean, he looks like a kid too. Funny thing about Tom Holland is everybody thinks he's so young. Tom Holland is 22 years old, but he has a face of like a 15 or 16-year-old. So you're just like, in my opinion, I'm like, damn, I feel so bad for Tom Holland because I just want him to have fun. But I know the world needs Spider-Man. They need it so bad, and I love how he tries to dodge Nick Fury in this movie, but you do not ghost Nick Fury. That was first I was At first I was confused when everyone, yeah. Well, 21 Bricks, like I said, that was a pretty good scene, but I wouldn't go more into depth. Well, you saw Superman versus Batman. That was one of the worst superhero movies I think that I ever saw, Colby. The New Mutants. Is this a remake? No, it's not a remake. This is a continuation of Spider-Man: Homecoming. This is also going to end Phase 3, and Phase 4 begins soon in the next Spider-Man movie. I would rate this movie a 7 out of 10. I expect everybody to go see it. I think you would have fun. It's a fun movie. It's very funny. It's very light, although it does have its dark moments too. And I love that Spider-Man is a little bit Spider-Man movie. And Andrew Garfield looks too cool to be Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield does not look that nerdy. Tom Holland also doesn't look that nerdy. I think Tobey Maguire was the most nerdiest one of all. I watched the last Spider-Man when it was kind of a cartoon. Damn. My data crashed and I'll be back when I have Wi-Fi. Spider-Man travels through Europe. Yes, it was so cool to see that. That doesn't matter. It takes place in all different locations. And I love the fact that even Spider-Man says, I'm a kid from Queens. So he just wants to have fun, but he cannot only just have fun because there is threats on the rise, and they got to do something about that. I want to see more Spider-Man technology. Yeah, Spider-Man technology. Yeah, I had no idea Spider-Man has so much technology, but in this movie they do a pretty damn good job of explaining that and showing you all the new stuff and things like that. But like I said, where it fails, where some stuff I didn't like was the fact that they didn't go into Mysterio's background too much. I mean, they showed how, what kind of character he is, but they didn't show how. I mean, they showed how it happened, but they didn't develop him enough. I wish we saw more of that. I wish like we did with the Vulture. The Vulture was great because we got to see how he became the Vulture. We don't really see that with Mysterio. When we see Mysterio, we see him right away. They show him that, and I think that's a big flaw because I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I like that one. Yeah, that's a really good movie, Colby, but that has nothing to do with this. That is completely different. Yep. That Batman versus terrible Martha. Yeah, the Martha jokes with Batman versus Superman can go on forever. It was pretty bad. Oh yeah, he wasn't trying to. That was a mistake, Nathan. He was trying to delete the photo. Tobey Maguire is my least favorite part. I thought Tobey Maguire was pretty good. I think he's pretty decent, 21 Bricks. But you say Tobey Maguire is your least favorite Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Now, why is that the case? I want to see more rock elemental action. Yeah, well, obviously there was a reason why you couldn't see more elemental action. There was something about that that I won't spoil, obviously. But when I do a spoiler one, hopefully do a spoiler one soon, then I could go more in depth about Mysterio and the elementals and all the other stuff that were in this movie. Would I recommend this movie? Absolutely. If you love superhero movies, definitely will love this movie. If you don't like superhero movies, why are you watching this review and why are you even thinking about watching this movie? But I think that you could still probably enjoy it because it's pretty funny. It's got funny moments, light-hearted humor, and interesting characters. And I think that Nick Fury was hilarious. You do not ever, like I said before, ghost Nick Fury. Nathan gave it an 8 out of 10. I gave it a 7 out of 10. So me and Nathan are pretty close, only one rating apart. Peter, try. Stop. Toby was still good, but there's something about Andrew that I like. Yeah, Andrew, it wasn't his fault. Like, the directing wasn't great in those movies. It was very sloppily directed, but it was only that. The writing was all over the place. The first Amazing Spider Man movie was decent, and I like that. And I do love one thing about the worst Spider Man movie, in my opinion, The Amazing Spider Man 2. Uh, Amazing Spider Man 2, I would have to say that when they killed Gwen Stacy in that movie, that was a pretty good aspect. Yeah, MJ is not that cute. MJ just looks really, I think she looks really, really young. So just the fact that, but that's what it's supposed to be there. So these kids actually look like they're in high school, even though they're all 20 plus year. I didn't know that Tom Holland's 22 years old. She's like 21. So they just look really young though, and it is surprising. But she did do a good job in this movie, even though she didn't look so cute, according to Nathan Spratt. MJ has a messy hairline. You get Far From Home on 9.5 out of 10. I think that is stretching it. I think that is too much for this movie. There were definitely mistakes in this movie. It's just, and it was too short. 2 hours for this movie. This movie could have been longer, could have developed the characters better, and that's one thing for sure. Vulture was better than Mysterio. I totally agree. Vulture was developed better, but I did like the elementals. I did like Mysterio, and I did like stuff like that in this movie. I did like the technology and the funny humor. That I felt like this one was a little bit more funnier than Homecoming, you know. And that's funny, 21 Bricks, because I gave Endgame a 7.5 in my review of Endgame. I still think Endgame was a better movie than this, although Endgame has its own separate flaws than this movie. I don't think it was better by that much, but it was better. Back in Black was playing. Oh, that was funny also because that's an ACDC, and when that song comes on, he says that it's something else. He says, "Oh, I love Def Leppard," but it's an ACDC song. He gets it wrong because he's a kid, one, and I guess he didn't know the difference between ACDC and Def Leppard, and there is a huge difference between those two bands. But yeah, that was amazing when Back in Black That was kind of a callback to Iron Man because Iron Man in the first movie, Back in Black, was playing while he was driving his car. There's a lot of tributes to Iron Man. There's even a building with the face of Iron Man on it. You know. Okay, take care, Colby. Where are you leaving to, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, he said Led Zeppelin. Yeah, he said Zeppelin. Sorry, I know he said one band, but I was like, those. You are absolutely correct. He said Zeppelin. They only showed a little bit of how the illusions were made. Yeah, I wish they would have. That's why this movie takes a hit. They didn't show how the illusions were made. They didn't show how. They didn't give Mysterio more character depth. Who's pissing you off? Yeah, they didn't give Mysterio character depth. There could have been more character depth from him. There could have been a better. They could have done it better instead of trying to make it like a twist. They could have done that better. They could have just done so much more with Mysterio. But when he was on screen and it was Jake Gyllenhaal, did a decent job. Oh, at the group chat, I can't look at the group chat right now. I'm too busy doing the review. But I wouldn't take anybody what they have to say seriously. Colby, can can somebody please share the stream on that group chat? I like those shades, Peter. Yeah, that was a pretty cool part when he said that as well. Too many drones. I did like the drones though. I thought the drones were pretty cool. I don't see it in the group chat, Colby. Which one did you share? Yeah, I did like the drones. I thought the drones was pretty cool. Though I did not like it more than Endgame. I found Endgame to be way better. You know, Need and Betty doesn't go. I think Endgame was better. Well, Endgame is hard to compare with this movie because Endgame, they have tons of superheroes and stuff like that, while Spider-Man is just done with one superhero. I did like it more than Homecoming. Also, I thought it was better than Homecoming. Endgame is such a different movie than Far From Home. Totally agree. Endgame, you can't compare a movie that has so many different superheroes and all that. Night Monkey. That was funny when he said that it's not Spider-Man. Like I said, this movie is very funny. Has very light-hearted humor that I enjoyed. That I thought was good. Just like how the Avengers is. So that's what I really enjoyed about it too. 21 bricks. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like. Please comment below on other videos. And yeah, just because we will be covering movies all the way through. I'm expecting to see another movie pretty soon. Um, I'm really looking forward to this movie. It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The spinning wheel is falling down. Yeah, it is. Rank the Spider-Man actors? That is very easy for me to do. Okay, so Spider-Man actors. This sucks because if we're going through actors, it's tough because Andrew Garfield is last place. Second place, Tom Holland, and number one, Tobey Maguire. I just felt Tobey Maguire did the best. Tom Holland is very good, but I still don't have him over Tobey yet. Now, there's a possibility that he could pass Tobey Maguire. We will still do the hangout after this. Yeah, possibly, Kobe. We probably will. The spinning wheel is falling down. That won't be till later, Colby, if we do that. You know who I'd love to have on a hangout, actually, to be honest with you, is Zane Winder, because he always checks out my videos and he's always there, but you never see him like make a video anymore. I want ice cream. 21 bricks. Are you a subscriber? Please, Colby, do not be late if we do it. If you do it, it'd probably have to be at 9 o'clock, but do not be late. I don't know if Zane can join if he has a camera or not. Oh, you've been subbed for a while? I didn't know that 21 bricks. The first time I've ever seen you in my live stream, or second. Actually, no, second time. I remember the first time I think was in the Game of Thrones streams, if I remember correctly. I would rank them Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Garfield. Okay, so that's a little bit different than mine, and I could understand that. Yeah, the only thing I would rank, if let's rank Mary Jane's, okay. First, Mary Jane is Kirsten Dunst. She was the best. Amazing Spider-Man's disqualified. They don't even have a Mary Jane. Or maybe they did, like a very small person was Mary Jane for a small part. Because Gwen Stacy was the most important one in that one. And the third one, the third most important woman in Spider-Man was obviously the Mary Jane that we have now. You just need to download an app, Zane Winder Hangouts on your phone. MCU doesn't have Mary Jane either. Yeah, it doesn't. Mary Jane is exclusive to Spider-Man. Or if you do it on your laptop, I could just send you the link, Zane Winder, through Facebook, and you could just click on it. If you want to be on your laptop camera is better than your camera on your phone. For me, I always use my laptop because the camera on my laptop is a lot better. It's a lot smoother. It's a lot crisper. It's way more. It's better to do live streams on your webcam than on your phone, and I would expect that. Colby, when we do our live stream, I want to make a special request if I could. When we do our live streams, can you go on your laptop and do it? Because when you do it on your phone, I never see you. You're always gone. And then when you also on there, I think they should have had MJ in the trailer. I don't know. They didn't have Mary Jane in The Amazing Spider-Man, and that's okay because they had Gwen Stacy. I thought Gwen Stacy was pretty good, and I thought their chemistry was great, and it was good because those two were dating at the time, so it made sense why it would be good. I think they should have not had Mary Jane, knowing in the trailer. Well, there's a whole thing about that. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you see she's not 100% sure, and you have to find out if she is or not. When you watch the movie, you'll see. "21 bricks. What would you rate this movie?" You said 9.5, right? That is insanely high for this type of movie. I think they should have had Mary Jane knowing in the yeah, okay. I'm gonna download Hangouts. Homecoming was a 9 out of 10. I think you are overrating Homecoming, Nathan Spratt. It wasn't that great. It was not 9 out of 10. Even Homecoming had issues with it. But I did love about Homecoming is we didn't have to go through the whole part that he's Peter Parker and that he got. It's just like he got bit by a spider and that's it. Let's go. Let's go. No Uncle Ben. Thank God. I hate the Uncle Ben story too. They just drag it out too much. And I guess Tony Stark is the new 7 out of 10. I'm not gay. I think Nathan Spratt is getting jealous. Homecoming was way better. That's an opinion, Nathan Spratt. I totally disagree. I don't think it was way better. I think that if I was to rate Homecoming, I would rate it a 6 or a 6.5 out of 10. And as you see, Spider-Man Far From Home was the one that I gave a 7 out of 10. I thought it was better. Thought that I felt like Spider-Man was actually in danger. I never felt Spider-Man was in danger with the Vulture. I just thought the Vulture was cool, but with him there was a lot of development, which I did like. And Michael Keaton did a good job as playing villain. I didn't think Mysterio sucked. I just think that, like I said, they didn't use him enough. And Mysterio is a villain that I never saw in a movie. I can't ever think that I've ever seen a villain like Mysterio in a movie. But there were parts of it that made me go crazy. Yeah, he was a great villain. Hangouts have been that's awesome, Zanewinder. But if you have your laptop, you don't even need to have Hangouts, Zanewinder. If you use your do you use your camera on Hangouts? What was so cool about Mysterio? Mysterio was cool in the fact that he was able to use illusions to make you think that it was real. Half the time you're playing a guessing game to find out whether the villain is real or not real, or if the person is real or try to watch this movie in 2D if you can. That is another thing I would suggest. Stay after the credits to watch it. Okay, then you can use your phone, I guess. Why is your laptop being borrowed? I don't know if he's still alive. I can't see 3D. Yeah, there was 3D in the movie. It wasn't done that well. It was done okay, but it was in there. Like I said, I just felt Spider-Man was more in trouble with Mysterio than Vulture. Vulture and Mysterio should collide. Why would they collide? Do you mean collaborate? If they collide, that means they would bump into each other. My brother is using my laptop. Well, it's not going to be till later on anyway, Zanewinder. There's also a Nick Fury plot twist. Yes, I do love that. That is the second ending, so you need to watch the movie throughout to find out what that plot twist is about. Every time I've seen a movie on 3D, I just couldn't see it. Well, that's because you're not trying to see it or something. There was definitely 3D in this movie. Can't wait for UFC tonight. I don't really care about UFC that much. I respect it, but Zanewinder, I said 9 p.m. So I'll be ready around 9 p.m. I'll message you on Facebook. I'll message you on Facebook when it's ready. I like Facebook the best anyway. To message is very simple. Need leads is thick, fat boy, chunky. UFC is stupid, says Colby. Damn, why would you say that about the UFC? I think that is a little bit harsh that you're saying that. Yeah, maybe 9:30, 9:30, because I gotta do some stuff. But in between that, after that time, I didn't even know you had Facebook, Colby. I'll add you on Facebook after the stream. The stream is almost done. I am planning to end the stream at 7, so I can have a few hours to just relax and chill and to get on the next stream. Colby, you didn't even watch it. You don't even watch it. I love UFC. I'm not saying anything bad about it, Nathan Spratt. It's just not my cup of tea, and I do like tea. But I understand that. Yeah, it's my name, Colby Alberson. Cool, I'll be eating dinner soon, so then I'll try to make it. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Colby Alberson, Zane Winder on a stream with Amir. Let's get it done. We'll talk NFL, and we'll have a Raiders fan, and we will have a Denver Broncos fan in the same stream. And also, the link is in the below for the Sports Critic. Guys, if you are here and you are not subscriber of the Sports Critic, he is the good twin. I am the evil twin. Please check out his channel. That guy does a lot of work. He's very good. He talks sports. He's so smart. Check out his channel, Sports Critics. Link is in the description. Well, Zane Winder, I know you'll be busy, but if you have time, please stop by for even a minute. Or you don't even have to do that. At least just give us a like, Nathan. And I would hope that Colby will share it. It's gonna be insane. We never had Zane Winder on the show, so this is gonna be very interesting to hear a Raiders perspective. What are the chances that we get Entertainer on the stream again? So, Zane Winder, when are you planning to see Spider-Man? Zane, you're going down. It is the Broncos, it is the Raiders, and it is beef. You lost to Chris Senor said 2-14. Colby. Gucci Raptors fan, what is that? See you later, Nathan Spratt. I hope you enjoy UFC. I hope John Jones wins. I don't know who you want to win, but yeah. In a few days, I will see it. I would love for you to see it, and I would love to hear what your rating is for that movie, and I'd love to hear what you think about Spider-Man Far From Home. What a great movie. Not great, but what a decent movie this is. Adam Rank, 2-14 Broncos. I just ask that Colby and Zane please be respectful to one another. I know you guys are both, one likes the Raiders, one likes the Broncos, but please be respectful to one another because we can debate even with being respectful. Broncos lose to Bills. What he's talking about? MCU really doesn't have a lot of bad movies. They don't. Broncos going 8-8, 9-7. Don't at him. Yes, maybe we will see. I think that so Gucci's seen the movie, Nathan Spratt has seen it, Zane Winder hasn't seen it, Colby hasn't seen it. The worst is Thor: The Dark World. Zane, I have talked about this numerous times. Thor: The Dark World is one of the worst movies. Not even just superhero movies. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. With such a bad villain. So bad. It was so bad. There was nothing good about it. Thor Ragnarok I liked. And Thor, the first Thor movie was okay too. Yes, Colby, but you have my number. Not my number. Well, you actually do have my number. I gave you my number, but I don't know. You have me on Snapchat. You have me on YouTube. So you and Zane Winder also. So it'll probably be 9:30 for the stream. NFL talk. And I am getting ready to end the stream. I'm just gonna give you guys a couple of minutes to just finish up whatever you wanted to say and whatever I'm going to say because I've already said a lot for this movie. Like I said, ending was good. Post credits was really good ending. Um, Love Mysterio, thought he was a good villain. Just wanted more of him. Wanted more backstory from Mysterio, which is where this movie falls. Could be kind of slow in the beginning, but most movies tend to be slow in the beginning. Love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Want to see more. The Mary Jane and Tom Holland. You could see the love interest. It makes sense. So there you go. Yes, I will do that, Colby. And I would rate this movie a 7 out of 10 in my Instagram. I only use Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, and what else? That's about it. I will be on time. I hope so, Colby, because if you're not on time, I will get mad. So, like I said, really decent movie. I think everybody should watch it. I think everybody will enjoy it. And also, me and Eric may do a movie talk tomorrow. I don't know. I got to talk to Eric, but we are looking to do a movie talk about new upcoming movies. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you liked it. I hope you shared it. I hope that you will be back. For more movie reviews. I will definitely be watching more movies. I've seen a lot of movies already. And yep, Zaywinder, if you're not on time, it's okay because Colby will be there. Eric Vertoller, he's done movie talk with me before, Colby. And I'm also looking forward to when Philly 500, last thing I want to say, when Philly 500 sees this movie, he is going to come on the Movie Critic channel. We're going to review it. By that time, when we do review it, it will be a spoiler review. So this is the non-spoiler review. The spoiler review will be with Philly 500, and I'm hoping that he sees it and he has time to review. But that is what he told me, is that we will be able to review it together, and I can't wait for that. So now I just want to say thank you all for coming. Thank you, Zanewinder, Colby, a bunch of people like Gucci Raptors fan as well. I want to thank the other Nathan Spratt. I want to thank all the other people that came today, 21 Bricks. Thank you for watching my YouTube stream. And I always appreciate every single subscriber, and I love every single person here. So guys, take care. We'll see you later on the Sports Critic at 9 to 9:30. And that will be with Colby Alberson and Zane Winder. So take care, buddy, and have a good night. Peace out.